In Retro Game of the Week, we dive into our game library and pick out a classic to see if it still holds up today. Let's grab a controller and play some retro games.
Wave Race.
This week we're playing Wave Race 64 on the Nintendo 64. This jet ski game from 1996 was the first of its kind, and so incredibly unique because of one thing: the water. The water in Wave Race 64 featured a truly impressive physics system that let you feel every ripple along the way. It felt like you were racing on real waves, and you actually had to read the water to find the perfect racing line. Wave Race 64 had 4 different game modes: Championship, Time Trial, Stunt Mode, and 2-player versus. There were 4 riders available, each with their own jet ski. These varied in their handling, acceleration, and maximum speed. Once a machine had been selected, you could finally start riding those waves. The racing in Wave 64 was not as simple as going from A to B. Each stage had buoys strategically positioned around it, so you had to steer around while continuing to hold off your opponents. Each buoy successfully passed increased your engine power level, which made you go faster. But if you missed a single buoy, your engine power level would fall back down to 0.
Don't miss any more.
It was the interesting risk-reward dynamic that made the races really exciting.
Looks like
Flashy players could also perform a wide variety of stunts just for the fun of it. Wave Race 64 was a great game to show off to your PlayStation-loving friends. The graphics in the game were absolutely gorgeous at the time. The races took place at different times of the day, and the color of the water would change accordingly. You could even see sea creatures underwater if you looked carefully. The soundtrack of Wave 64 had some awesome melodies that reminded you of a hot summer day on the beach. The overexcited commentator only added to the extremely fun vibe of the game. Wave Race 64 was a Nintendo game of outstanding quality. It had lovely graphics, relaxing music, and water that was so real you could almost feel it splashing in your face. If you were looking for a game that will bring you that warm, fuzzy feeling of summer, look no further than Wave Race 64.
Press up and down on the control stick to lean the rider forward and back.